A lovely good afternoon to you, our lovely viewers and listeners. This is the Political Hub Show. We are here and we are back again. It's always lovely to be back on your airwaves. Edikaino, like I always do, Mamifa and Chiakesia, Emuopi, Emma management said they give us the opportunity to be able, to come on air and have discussions with you. Also, Mefa and Chia and Kessia and Koma Miame Papa Bishop Cobnes Yama, the whole Ghana, or Kandi for Kessia, and Ghana ha in his time. You can argue with your phone. Mechia Ajagraja movement phone now. This is another week. The weekend has been good because I had the opportunity to be able to, visit the Akwamu Palace, where the Akwasidai was held, and it was beautiful to witness these cultures being displayed. And if you are in Accra, you know that it really rained in Accra, and Accra has a history of floods anytime it rains. I just don't get it why things cannot be actually really done for these things to be sorted. If my producer is ready with the video, there's a video whereby the rain that's happened on Sunday, it has caused a whole lot for some people within the Malam Bawi stretch. So producer, emphasize video nunto nienhu yentie nienhu the ekoso was area mo with the flood that happened over the weekend.
Low-lying areas bore the brunt of the impacts of the rains as huge volumes of water from upstream gushed into homes. At the Weja Tetegu enclave, feeder and inner community roads became deplorable as the potholes became craters. A taxi driver, Niama Oblite Mensa, who plies Tetegu and Malam, recounts the challenge posed by the current state of the road.
The rains were not severe, but the impact has been devastating. The state's intervention will be required to fix the damage caused to the road by the rains.
A walk through the community revealed a more disturbing situation as private developers continue to fill marshy areas to build homes. While some have been completed and are inhabited, others are at various stages of completion. Hours after the rains on Sunday, homes were still flooded, with some occupants abandoning their homes for safety. This family has improvised to access their rooms. They blame the situation on the absence of a drainage system to channel water from the community into the sea.
If there should be gutters here, the rainwater will flow into the sea without flooding our homes. But that is not the case, so the entire community is now bearing the brunt of the weather.
Other flood-prone areas in Accra, including
so there you have it, Auntie. Osha video na Accra. And this is nothing new. This is something that has been happening over the years. And Accra drainage system Cecilia Dapa so or the hin dollars no and a class dam no dam kesiana wa Accra na ye hu hyeden hu faswa says kano no but sometimes me person me blame government bebre because I feel say young kasankasa citizens so ye ka we can reduce some of these things. Chemna who said ye say so tona afe na nkofo ayere wo mo ho ede ebola egu nsuom ene ade a choky system no aya na ahomete pa so uhwa mostly no me debia me ka say yeso ye ka ho kakra abai betima ye na afamu de but yeso ye ka ho say there should be a policy so obi obesi ne fie bia enya gata wonanim and I think says those policies no ye implement here always otherwise from government be about that kind of flooding issue no we are always going to have that flooding issue and that was just by the way but still with Coup Coup na koso wa my it's still ongoing. And then me guess be joining a makosa or me guest or very abreast with issues. You be friend no, but before say you be friend no. There was an interview on Arise TV in Nigeria, and this woman really spoke fact. But ansana obeba no yentra ye husima na ye ba ya na producer this video na tum na yentie nyansa sama lady ana sama mi e ka fa this Coup and this French countries are omo person omo tsna, you know, this also France omo share niche are, and they have benefited from these African countries for long. You know, these military groups now started sorry no yeah France for ya kakra yentra ye husma ye ba ya na producer how this video na tum ni enti asema ma me kan ni etie no ne ya frame mark kosa we ya na dia me ne na atwetwe nkomo 101 ye try husma ye beta was here.
GhanaTalksRadio UK abrochimemu era from Ghana muha at the sound system which is spinning machine papa every amana never be go among Ghana muha. It is a we a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way sorry more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boa sound in the moon at the dia and you may come for GTR sounds at the amao. Your live band in so our tones at the frame ya beat me ababeboa ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawo enkan popuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel ahope pepe ena yebutu odi ane se wo be frɛ mpanifo ɛwɔ 0546960510 GTR sounds emu wode angaza.
That there are other coups that we are not talking about, that we should be talking about. By France forcing Niger to send all its natural resources to France, that's a coup. By France having its own military in Niger and forcing Nigerians that you can only be trained by France, that is a coup. By forcing Niger to deposit 50% of its reserves with France, that is a coup. The question I have for those who are sitting on the table, during those ECOWAS meetings, during those AU peace and security meetings, what have you done about those coups? Take those 3 coups, multiply by 14, because that's what's happening in the 14 former French colonies. Those are deadly coups that have been taking place for decades, and you ECOWAS have done nothing about those coups. I need them to also answer and give us remedy as to how they are going to handle those coups. Make no mistake about it. Those are coups against the African citizens in those countries. And while they discuss what they would like to do with Niger, I would also want them to table those coups and come up with a solution as to what needs to be done. Because behind those coups that I just described from France, there are millions of children who are dying from starvation. There are millions of children who are going to bed with an empty stomach. There are millions of African youth who are unemployed. There are millions of women who are dying while giving birth to another life. I need them to put that on the table as well. If their interests are truly about the Africans, let's look at the global view of the issue. Let's have a bird's eye view of the issue and have a frank and fair and honest discussion about what is really going on in Africa. I do know that I don't think the carnage that's going on in Africa is what ECOWAS is all about. Leadership is about the people. It's about creating a better life for the people. But if you're going to allow one who has committed egregious crimes in Africa continues to have coups, those are coups. Let's call a spade a spade. You can't give France a pass. So also let us know what you intend to do about those ongoing economic and political coups that are being imposed on those 14 French countries, former French colonies, by France. So to just talk about what's happening in Niger alone, in isolation, and not go to the root causes of the genesis of why what's happening is happening, simply does not make any sense. And I would hope military intervention in Niger is not an option. That simply is not something we should do as Africans. There are better ways of dealing with our issues. Our elders must come together. Our elders must have a frank conversation, and let's look at what is ultimately best for the people, not only the people in Niger, but in all former French colonies and ultimately in all African countries, because this moment is calling for unity, meaningful unity of purpose among the African leaders to simply say, guys.
All right. And he said, "Mote the Yamami Ekaya is very loud, but or can be, and these are points I may per se you taking note. Say, you know, already know the French, the power the French have over these francophone countries, dictating to them with their own resources, and yet France found what those resources. So they are taking these resources from the French countries, and yet they are dictating for them for so many years. That is cool. These Western countries dictating for these African countries for so many years. When it comes to our food, when it comes to our resources, when it comes to things that are ours, they tell us how to use it and when to use it. That is the question. That is where it has started, or it has been there for long. Now that the African people has risen up, no, adudi person didn't who Jim. But I mean, the message that this woman spoke on our Rise TV caught me, and I said, no, I need to share this with my viewers and listeners. We are on Facebook, and I'm also currently streaming on my TikTok. On our Facebook is GhanaTalksRadio. You can leave your comments as and when discussion comes, and of course, you know how we do it here. I'm going to read your comments and also, you know, acknowledge you and appreciate you. These things that are happening right now in the country and in Africa, it's a ground rising. It's something that's, I say it has been there, but it needed a spark. And I always say this, and I'm loving what is happening. I'm loving this, you know, and this is affecting a whole lot of things, and this is opening up a whole lot of things for us to really see what is actually going on in Africa, especially with the francophone countries, you know. So with this, these francophone countries have risen up and are saying, France must leave our country. 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 And that is all what we are asking for. The French should leave Africa and let Africa handle their own stuff. No matter what, they have blocked resources from getting into Niger and all that. Yet, Niger is going to survive. And I'm loving what is going on there. It's high time that these African countries rise up and start doing things for themselves. Mekacha muse enya like I always do. Me wo makosa line so ye be frɛ ne asim. Na ye free abontin kakra ba fie. there's something happening right now when it comes to the NDC wanting to protest the removal of the Bank of Ghana boss and police. Almost send also before you protest, you need to send an alert, or you need to send a letter to the Ghana police telling them these are the areas you want to pass to protest. And lo and behold, quite unfortunately or fortunately, the police wrote back to them telling them that they will not allow them because they are afraid of potential coup or whatever. And the NDC had a conference on that over the weekend on Saturday, and there are conversations that rose up. We have a video of the minority, side really explaining what occurred. So producer, that is ready. Let us watch that video whilst we try to link Makosa on the line.
Have been told that the mechanisms that we are seeking to use to protest, which is to march and occupy the central bank, which is really to picket around the central bank, we will not even be allowed that basic freedom. The police have run to court and they are seeking to injunct us. But what I find very tragic is not even what the central bank governor has done, but what the police is giving as a reason why we cannot even exercise the basic right to protest, that they are afraid of a military coup in this country. That is for me more tragic than all that the governor has done. I can forgive him. But to have the Ghana Police Service tell us today that we cannot protest against what the central bank governor has done because they are afraid that there will be a military coup in Ghana is very, very tragic. It just tells us how low President Akufo-Addo and his vice Bawumia and his group, including people like Addison, have brought us. This Ghana that was touted as one of the most stable democracies, today our police service can tell us that we cannot demonstrate because they are afraid there will be a coup in this country. That is what I find even more tragic. But we will march. If the coup will happen, it will happen, but we will march. I have said it time and again that the real reason why we are marching is to prevent the coup. That's the real reason why we are going to march. Because it is when you and I fail to offer leadership and challenge corruption, abuse, malfeasance in public office, it is when we fail that the soldiers will decide to fill the space. And that is why whatever the police will do, we will march to send a signal to the soldiers that they can rely on us to fix the system.
Okay, Ebusiafo, so that was a spokesperson from the minority telling us, why the NDC was prevented by Ghana police from, protecting on this. We have Makosa on the line, and he will speak on to this effect. Now, your movie kakra akonam one issue. Now, we also attach on Niger issue no kakra. Mark, what's up? Oh yeah.
Ella.
Yeah.
Me chachao.
Me Joso.
Me chachao. Ene producers. Ene ajumapa mobo edema Ghana mai.
Okay.
After so we match that tifo. Mo chichi ene benche. Majebra muti ene we. I think say omu ina mo kan ho be na majumadi no kama.
No correct.
So yeah, church will be bia.
All right. And Mark, what say now we see in a audio video of NDC for on say within last weekend no more year conference be addressing issues now. Police for responding to letter so more quine and more protection court. What is your view on that with this Bank of Ghana issue and the NDC and Arise Ghana, trying to find ways and means to, because I feel say protest there. I mean, we are citizens and everybody is eligible to go on protest. Will be our own TSC. We're doing training. Deep information. Me ana yetie for farmer yetie for.
Okay, Ella, me that's it. Jamidi can I'm say as Ghana for Ankasa no, we have a basic mandate to speak truth to power, irrespective of our political affiliation, or irrespective of our political divide. I remember not so long ago, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, told Ghanaians to be citizens and not spectators.
Yes.
So by extension, I understand, say, he was imploring all well-meaning Ghanaians to stand up to demand accountability.
Yes.
From people we have entrusted the nation's care into their hands. Now, I don't see anything wrong with people trying to exercise their democratic rights. I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yes, because demonstration there is normal.
Yeah.
And I remember, say, in 1995, the current president, staged a one-time demonstration at ABC Ghana against J.J. Rawlings on the VAT. So
yeah.
So I think, say, Nanado having staged a demonstration of a sort, Nipa hodo over 100,000 Ghanaians.
And no more friend kumu
preko demonstration, yes, in 1995 against Rawlings, our VAT, valued added tax. And the demonstration saw over 100,000 Ghanaians across the streets of Ghana. The demonstration was successful. So I think, say, a demonstration there is normal. It's, the police trying to say or more injunctions on the Arise Ghana and the minority.
Yeah.
Say or more person be demonstration because almost show I find it something weird. Now let's go to the substantive issue. Ella, Bank of Ghana, the Ankasa no Maya Arise Ghana and the minority per se or more stage demonstration against them.
That's the question.
The Ankwana or more aye.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana in 2022 recently reports on the bar out on say they've lost over 60 billion Ghana cedis.
Yes.
60 billion cedis, what they call in dollars, it is over $6 billion. 2 times the amount we are seeking to get from IMF. 60 billion losses, Ghana cedis. Which has occasioned a negative equity of over 55.1 billion. Ella say, we are these economic terms near their day business terms. Simple say negative equity. A concept I going to say it normally arises when the value of an asset falls below the amount of your loan. You understand?
Yeah.
And I going to say when you are away now, so and that is negative equity. But almost kind those banking terms, corporate finance terms near the other, and people will be but very simple. Now, Ella, Bank of Ghana, it's me apprentice printing of money to government in 2021 and 2022. The kind of approach that we use here, any sikado do Ghana buying it is a clear contravention of Section 30 of the Bank of Ghana Amendment Act 2016.
Section 30, okay.
Section 30 of the Bank of Ghana Amendment Act 2016,
okay.
Act 918.
Okay.
For the purpose of this conversation, we need to raise all these concerns because we need to speak with facts.
And no, I want to say political hub, no, we deal with facts alone. And you know,
I think, sir, and young Kwan Adrian, sir, Ghana Nibia Adrian said it's a clear contravention of the Amendment Act. So the Bank of Ghana could not offer any reasonable justifications to me for painting a whooping 35 billion Ghana cedis in 2021 and 42 billion in 2022 to finance this government. I think, sir, it is nothing but a clear breach of their governing laws. We know, sir, the legally acceptable threshold of 5%, you know, of the previous fiscal year's total revenue, you know, has been exceeded.
Yes.
Because there were Ghana buying crown, it shouldn't exceed 5%. And a 5%, you know, it should fall under the previous year's fiscal total revenue, you know. And you know, say Ghana buying 2021, Enya Abia 100 Ghana cedis. You calculate 5% of 100 Ghana cedis, now the amount. That's what I say.
Okay, yeah.
But the amount of money, Bank of Ghana, Ghana buying in 2021 and 2022, no, is over 75 billion.
Which is the NPP government. Sika.
Exactly.
Sika Bank of Ghana, it's media more. Okay.
At the amount. Nina can who be now. Almost say lost that about winning, about because I'm writing off as bad debt. So simply they can't account for it. Now, like Ghana for. So from time to time, no, we should be able to speak truth to power.
Yeah.
But I fear or favor.
Okay.
Bank of Ghana's conduct, no, constitutes a criminal offense under Section 67 of the Bank of Ghana's Act. And cannot be carpeted with just a mere justification. Yes, we all feel and we understand, say, it cannot be carpeted with just a mere justification. The Bank of Ghana kept increasing policy rates while undertaking capital injection at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
At the same time, when you do that, inflation will increase abnormally. So due to such recklessness, and all this hyperinflation here, Ghana and then bear 42%. You understand? And it is the largest in the sub region. In the sub region, Obia inflation even 20%. The inflation super in the sub region around 15-16%. We are doing over 42%. 42% of inflation. What it simply means, they say, your disposable income, 42% of that disposable income will be cut off. Which is quite dangerous.
Yes.
And we all know it is basic in economics. It is basic that whenever inflation increases, you need to increase, salaries and other things.
Yes.
But in Ghana, what do we see?
The salary is still the same.
Yes, salary, and so down cost.
Debbie.
And cost, now we are condition of service, Emma Benjamin for almost a week, the other day. Look at how they struggled.
Yes.
But the inflation requires air cost. Inflation air cost. So you see, economically, now I want to akatuemua. Go against Sankrofo.
Yes.
Yes. Low income house would be a problem. Ella, Ministry of Finance at the document now we are the media review budget. I think the for the BM will produce a it's very sad. Inflation in the Sub-Sahara, among for 14, we are doing 42%. GDP, Ella, GDP. Sub-Sahara, anticipate say they will do around 3.6. But the Ministry of Finance, through our Minister, Ken Oforiatta, came to Parliament and was estimating 1.6 for Ghana. Amount for 3.6, Yeah, they say about 1.6. And it is extremely worrisome and trouble.
I'm telling you.
It's troubling. Very, very disheartening. What is happening in our country? Like, I was saying that I have been postulating always say we should put politics aside and speak as Ghanaians.
Yes. That is what is worrying us. To say the identity and you found Tonosa.
Young Fantonosa because Oman say a semi Okoto there and say we MPP now and also NDC said the idea of both it and son better movie. So sometimes you see people trying to defend the indefensible. Sometimes even the perpetrators of crimes, they are not annoying as those who defend them. Such a bizarre justification, such an outlandish justification. How can Bank of Ghana justify $250 million investment in the new head office?
How?
At the time the nation is sinking.
How?
At the time the country is on its knees.
Ghana.
With the cosmetic excuse that the current location of the Bank of Ghana is earthquake-prone area. How?
For all these years. I say now Ghana boka when it's kaka like at least one find bibi may who say amodi Ghana need be so for so yes say when you for so be brain na mo dey yes ade na there is no problem with that. There's no problem about that, but say yes
at the time one making a loss of over 60 billion
that you can't account for.
Say about the new head office. I think say they should do something about it. And I remember say now we are Bank of Ghana Omo Penny Dr. Ernest Addison a press conference near there na he was trying to justify the loss now Omo Meki Ella, there's one thing say we are naked and I say we need to work it here yamfrudia
there be ebesate
we need to work here
yemfrudia
you see, if you are naked, you don't continue to climb higher because you are good in climbing.
Yeah.
You'll be exposing your dirty ass wider.
No, correct.
If you are caught in the act there, don't intensify the lie because you are good in lying. Adiano kana aba. Just let us know the ways and means are able to me at their forge ahead. So that by being CDM. But don't intensify the lies because you are good in lying.
Yeah.
The governor came out to make some frantic efforts to, as it were, conceal their incompetence near the other. He said, Bank of Ghana for Ghana Omulusi, they did not lose the 60 billion Ghana cedi through its operations near the other. Ella, into more Lucy, Scalo through your operations, Scalo FI.
Through which medium did you lose such an amount of money as a bank?
These are questions of public concern. Scalo FI, did armed robbers come to steal the money
from the bank? And I kind of want to see, but maybe
how
so.
Come we didn't hear.
And yet, Sahabanya Nebaya no Moka said these there are some banks who cannot realize some yibi at the end of the year in those banks. What was their I mean, what was the motive behind that? Because some banks they say economy na yana with the banking system. Mimi shouldn't say what they wouldn't name those things in my say why then close all these banks? Then they have a catch they say my bokase.
Yeah. I'm going to see those banks because they anticipated and they estimated say the capital adequacy Kanankasa banks in the running or more institutions and they don't have it. It's in Ashana or Maboka. For that reason, young inclusive banks said they bear a month for the Kanya then Uncle Kim. But Ella, we were all in this country. Yan said that say Park was Indium and now Kabila before and I say Kofiamo Ben in the bank. Will be out say Nebosmiaso when you're in principal and interest. We were all in this country. We didn't hear that. It's no Sangro for because Park was Indium, for instance, nipa na or employ more country mono.
Hey.
Na mind boggling.
Bebro, a lot of branches are employing for yes.
But Bank of Ghana, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, it collapsed over 400 of these institutions.
Yes.
I.e., microfinance companies, social savings and loans companies, and even banks. They collapsed over 400 of these institutions, financial institutions. Say they were not doing, they were not doing something good. For that reason, they was closing. But to me, man,
yeah.
Because Ella, I didn't see banks now mugu the various financial institutions mugu they needed little over 9 billion to survive. Even in case, let's put it in the context, even in case they were not doing good, they needed little over 9 billion to say inject to augment or more
okay.
But government of Ghana used over 25 billion and still counting to collapse these
banks.
I didn't see obi here 9 billion or here 9 billion so the be in humana jumano ayama Ghana for because banks no mugu no Ghana for directly enya some faso.
Yes.
Because any people be enya adwuma
yeah.
Over thousands of people now only dependent on this adwuma to cater for their children, their families.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you see all these things. So Ella, I didn't say you see 25 billion and still counting to collapse institutions that are here 9 billion. Ella.
I told the Abusa who say our leaders okay. Are they okay?
Ella, you have problems.
Problem is soon, Nana.
Yes. I was saying in Ghana for I've been maintaining and always stating say we are all Ghanaians. Or my I was saying kind of crunch young party some tonche. Let's think and let's talk holistically. Young party some tonche na young kasa as Ghana for. Bank of Ghana can arm robbers when they fire and after then. How come we didn't hear it, Ella? Even when $1 million was stolen from Madam Ziladapa's home, the whole country was inflamed.
Yes, and the whole Bank of Ghana.
So if he's saying the Bank of Ghana did not lose the money through its operations, is it that supposedly the government twisted their hands to get away with the money
that is the
against the rules and
multi-million-dollar question that we want to know the answers to. We want to know where that money, passed, because that money will not pass through thin air. And as Ghanaians, we deserve to know what that money was used for.
We deserve to know. Is it that government and the trustee which is literally against your rules and ethics? So Ella, we have problems. Your problems, papa. Because nobody else it's sad.
It's very, very sad. From the Bank of Ghana,
it's sardonic.
From the Bank of Ghana issue, now fusing in there, air coso men's gold, because men's gold as MCA and a lot of people even lost their lives because of this men's gold issue. Then just recently, this men's gold Namon has come out again to say people should pay 650 cedis. And somebody went ahead to pay, and the message the person got was that the person's money will be paid to the according to the value in 2025. And we are still sitting here as a country, as a people.
Ella, Areho, because number one, if Ghana were to be any civilized jurisdiction, now one would have been behind bars by now.
I don't know why the guy is even just walking free, like he did like, yo.
Number one would have been behind bars by now, Ella. Whatever business he was doing, has led or has had a dire repercussions and consequences on the lives of people.
People, yes.
Now, I had a chance to listen to the convener of the affected customers over the week. And I was shocked to my boots, Ella. I was shocked to my marrow to have heard say over 200 people have died already.
Yes.
And 3 of them were reported to have committed suicide. Ella, the man was on one of these television stations. Yes. And we still have Nam1 working freely with bodyguards, security personnel, security escorts on the streets of Accra. Are you kidding me? Are we serious as a country? Are we serious? Yes, I say, we issue communique from his outfit to customers, say, Omonto, is it access or validation water or so?
Yes,
650. For what? For what? The other guy Ghana for in you see, I simply can't comprehend. Well, Allah, I believe the case is still before the court. So we will not preempt, if you like, prejudice the case or the ruling. But we believe in our judicial system. We believe in our courts. So we expect them to do the needful. We expect them to do yes, we have people behind us. Ella, share case be to say I say of money James Dachi question.
Yeah.
Share ankeka Kunino. Judges and the lawyers omode edi asem
yes.
Nam one and nam ho ono kwa de odi Ghana fu ikura no. Hwe ye hu de ekoso. Hwe Ella, Dachi question kura no. He has been appearing before the court almost every day.
Every day, yeah.
Me say, I was say kind of criteria here. I say kind of criteria. Just question na one. Sabi wela unku nipa. Sabi oni obi anko ye business NGO obi esika ella. And so in the case no crown a misdemeanor case. So on the no crown. He has been going to the court almost every day.
You're fun to walk up.
Why is it that the spirit and the alacrity for the which I used to edit in the case, why don't we met the same spirit and alacrity with Nam1 there?
Nam1 issue. Could it be? Could it also be said Nam1 is in bed with the current government? Could it be? It's just a speculation. Yeah, sure. Could it be?
Well, many people have that kind of, conception. Many people have that kind of notion. Say, okay, beer, but I don't want to believe that.
Okay.
I don't want to believe that because in Ghana nobody is more Ghanaian than the other. We are all Ghanaians, so equality must work. Yeah. Many people feel say, okay, beer, this is what they are doing. But from where I sit, I don't want to believe that.
Okay.
I really want to believe and uphold the integrity of our judicial architecture. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And ya kasa about Bank of Ghana issue no na ye fusing in Nam1. You were 15 minutes past the hour 1. Answer ye be jawon me pese ye movie kakran free Ghana. Na yenko Africa. Last week ye bobon sembi efa Gabon political uptake na akoso wo hosisi and sisi still na before you joining we had a very prominent woman from all the way from Nigeria on also a car about the France way France hold now more war with these African countries and now all said France has enslaved these African countries for long near the other. Me pese u take your listeners any your viewers komo kakra with what is happening right now in Africa and the coup na ekoso because I said Ghana no ye tiki kakra say betumi edru ha Pacho, my into details kakra with whatever is happening in these African countries and with France.
Okay, Ella. Meda wasibi. Nema de ekoso West Africa and Central Africa no. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but you would ask yourself, say, didn't you anema win in our ekoso? Because penifo say bibi anko ka papa enje grada.
No correct.
Intino ade this dia no, they were root cause of ade no. Intino I feel say was ECOWAS and African Union, AU near the on all these bodies no, they need to sit down and think through. Say nema de ECOWAS no adentia ACC. Now, Ella, one thing is say we are all babbling with nema be say then a trigger then a orchestrated coup as I've indicated.
Yeah.
ECOWAS, any African Union, they need to ponder over it. They need to reminisce over the root cause. Ella, what is more coup? What is more coup d'etat than subverting the will of the people? What is more coup d'etat than institutional coup?
Yeah.
Where we have people in various sectors of the economy milking the countries aground at the expense of mass suffering. What is more coup than this?
Than that, yeah.
The fact that you are elected democratically doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. As a democratically elected leader, it's more coup than so we for two. But what what the pen, any paper, na and also the two na there's no difference in it. There's no difference in that. So. I think say no. I was say ECOWAS ni AU no. Omontena so na omonye nyama bebre. Ebetimi aboa amasa no we nyina no. Eto atwa. Ella. The Niger people any sa Gabon ya de Côte d'Ivoire friend saying Burkina Faso, Mali, any Guinea ni ade. Nyama de so we nyina. Ella. Say yenka ni wacha say agro ye de. One, you are not in their shoes, so you will not appreciate what is going on.
What is going on, yeah.
The Niger people are living under unacceptably excruciating conditions.
And you,
which as a matter of urgency must be resolved once and for all. They need to fight for their rights. They need to claim what is rightfully theirs. They need to, emancipate themselves from the shackles of political, social, and economic slavery.
Yeah.
Once and for all. And I am not ascribing to it. Say I was a coup, but then I don't think for now any democratically elected leader around those francophone countries can fight this. Because Thomas Sankara started here, and he was trying to liberate his people. And they killed him.
Yes. That's one thing our Western people they hate. When you are an African leader, you rise and you begin to see things for what they are. You want to liberate. Oh, Yebekun Sisi.
Laurent Gbagbo, Côte d'Ivoire. He was seen on the same trend. They got him out.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. Yes, Yan Kasaydim and Nkrumah started it. And Yawonkofobi Moha. Or when said these Western people near that come into alliance, then they got him out.
Yes.
So undoubtedly, ECOWAS stagnation in development stems from the fact of the backbiting and the maneuvered attempts from France and our allies. Tell me, Ella, when did we start to tell the world that we are going to use one currency? One currency. We were young. Tell me, Ella, yes, I said one currency. Has ECOWAS been able to make that initiative prove materialized?
No.
And I think, Ella, no West African soldier is ready to go and die any useless death.
Yes. No, correct.
They won't. When you go to Nigeria, for instance, almost all the military personnel are Hausa people.
Yeah.
Niger, so almost all the military personnel, no, they are Hausa people. How do you expect Hausa people to fight?
At the end of the day,
they don't fight. They don't fight. You know, Bolatinibu of Nigeria, no, they are uncle. Now, Omani Amosamoko started and Tokwa. Now, the Bissuna Jana, Anyefe.
The Bissuna Jana.
African leaders must sit up and they must man up. How could you support the West to fight against your own people?
Yeah.
Because all the ousted presidents in Inano, they elect them democratically. It's then I must add in ACC. They have somehow become stooges to the West. They don't have the interest of Omankasa own people. At the heart.
Free the West for her.
Yes. They have allowed their own interest. Our West for interest, And now, so I think the ECOWAS and the AU, African Union, they must sit down to have, a diplomatic ways and means to curb the reoccurrence of coup d'etat and other things in Africa. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Today has been another very, very educational from baby out there far Bank of Ghana issue. Ama Martin and Yama Bebre are saying very deep, and we are getting several comments. We are 22 minutes past the hour one. And che yebe pomba mark yebe dawase na ya fa last few minutes seconds na ye de akan enkofo comments. Ba yen try ye husima yebe to show no so.
All right, thank you very much, Ella.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
Okay, Busiafo, welcome back. Thank you so much for always sticking and staying with us. I am Muamo Dalemu Baby, your favorite voice on the Political Hub Show, Ras Ella Baby. Now, not Mark Kosa, social activist, and Yenini Din comment. Me catch you say on the Political Hub Show, we don't come and fumble words. We give you facts. And I'm a resource person or ye factual. Me and Kasame trying to me personally. Na physically what you say on betna studio na mu hu nanim say abrantie we na political show on my back to back no yenko Facebook to say the ye ne da bia no na yenko kan comments kakra tanko ese hu Africa atamoko so amaye fire emojis Kobna forcing or say I miss you Ella. Hey, me too, I miss you. Now we don't be missing like that. You miss with some small momo. All right, Governor Force is up, baby. Was it these police are all playing partisan rather than what they were hired to do? That was time and year discussing about the police not wanting or not allowing the NDC to go on their protests. On one side, the criminal cartels doing state capture and yet easy. And was about say wonder how long it will take Ghana to recover this lost. That was the 60 billion na near can was no and yet net kwabna and yet nekura na yebetuma recover that lost no eshe nipa ba kubotum and oka say no wonder people are running from the country like that and yet say obia jakpa unya opportunity na say South Africa kra dwane neko na Ghana de ensem na ekoso no doso and also our AG is the worst in history at least act like you are in a democratic system. All his actions are fraud, which is very sad. And Emilia Konedu, Mia Miss Sweetheart, or say great show watching you live from Achimota. Nanaba, God bless you for speaking the truth. Big ups to you, Olinking. Big ups to you, Nanaba, and forcing Esaba or say great show, guys. Yeah, damwasi. Political hub show where is the only show your mama, your manufacturer and undiluted, issues are ekoso. Yeah, the mama pepe. And then you're discussing about Bank of Ghana issue, and you're touching on floods kakra or happen in Accra. So issues no your issue are me starting showing me say at least we as individuals can also help to reduce the flooding system kakra in Accra. We have a lot of waterlogged areas almost see are dying ho and so no be fahin na akọ. A lot of gutters are choked with rubbish and yet government and yet penya what take government and the rubbish ne be go enya menu mienu enti se nso no twa na ne ase baby aya kwa isu anya kwa isu se we see anya na oba officer at time keke. Sometimes it's not even rain, but people will pour water on the street na at time. It's causing erosion yada. It's when you look at all these things, no, you cannot blame government, baby. Most of these things, and when it comes to flood, has to do with us. Government, let's say, or the bear $20 million, equate gata, you name the accuracy, and robbery, in broad daylight during the NPP time there, but we need to look at things like that because Charlie flooding now in Accra is just too much. Is getting out of hand. Ye bia a kunipa, ye bia a sale properties, ye bia like ye free rainy season one not and kofasa kotenem, not that thing as a CBM. And same baby. Join us again, same time on Wednesday. Wednesday around 12:30. King na yasat nedja. Na ya diving into more issues. You be talking more because and sembi kokokoso you ban nyame yaduma when is there you be diving into it about one say NPP for every discipline committee ni sanyama no you be diving into it na you talking about it to say the debiano your viewers no and the Facebook my idea pa matimi elfruko over 39 40 na my idea because it's not easy data no. Now say it's not easy to get data. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook, and other social media handles. Midin Ras Ella Baby. I was produced and always, winning 1 man 1,000 DJ Rock on in the year me producer and or producing me and as a dark case common management said they be mutayechi. I said that case son come me am spiritual father say they be on pie boss so a time any movement for now. Yeah, sorry so same time next week. You be say chia. Mamu go baby. This is the Political Hub Show. Na ya domu bebre. See you same time next week Wednesday. Bye bye.